Good afternoon, friends. How are you this afternoon? I noticed a lot of people out walking with stocking caps on and winter coats, and a couple people with gloves this morning. But this was before 7 o'clock, and it was a little chilly out there. So I have not been outside before. So it's a pneumonia front. Is that what it's called? A pneumonia front. So we're in that right now, and you know, I don't know what that means as far as healthcare is concerned, but it's cold outside. Um, Healthcare positivity today, 2.1%. Last week when we talked, it was 2.7%. So we're in Waukesha County, we're in a positive decline. That's a good thing. That's what we want. 52.2% of the folks in Waukesha County have one dose of the vaccine. Statewide, we're at 2.6% positivity, which is the best we've been in, I don't know, way back. And we're at 50.3% folks in the state that have at least one dose of the vaccine. Waukesha County's ahead of that. That's a good thing. Um, we are very low for, what is the terminology? Very low in the susceptibility rate in Waukesha County, which is a good thing. Now, I know that when you drive around town, there's rarely do you see somebody with masks on now. And I just, when in doubt, wear a mask. I think that unfortunately, over here in the health center, we've got our employees and residents moving around in the hallways need to be masked. Um, the CDC says one thing for the world at large, but CMS and DHS are the folks we listen to. Um, and I think, unfortunately, when we heard CDC say, "Hey, masks are, great," we got lenient on that. DHS and CMS said, "Hey, wait a minute, we're not there yet. There are still variants, so mask up." So that's the story on this side. I know staff, you're waiting for me to say, throw away the face shields. We're not there yet. We have not heard from DHS or CMS where we can get rid of those. I know that volunteers over at Lake Terrace, you're waiting for me to say, throw away the face shields. Can't do that yet. We're not there. And again, I'm going to stress to both staff and volunteers, if we are told, as soon as we are told that we can get rid of those, you will hear from us. You will hear from Emily. You might hear the nursing department cheer before you even get a memo from us, because everybody's waiting for that. But right now we are still under the guidance that we need to take care. We need to abide by face shields and masks. Yesterday, I looked out as I was walking through second floor, and I saw all these people sitting down by the pavilion. And it reminds me that we are having boats rented out over the summer now. And I want to stress to our residents that we're renting out the boats. You'll call Amanda, you may reserve the boat, but we've got to have the boater safety certificate either from our course on file. The folks who took our course, that's all on file. David reported to Amanda, we've got all that down there. If your family members are taking the DNR course, we need to have a physical copy of that on our file before you can rent the boat. So don't be thinking you're going to call and rent the boat and say, well, somebody's going to drop it off. That won't happen, because we won't take a reservation unless we have that driver's certificate on file, because we can't be assured that there will be somebody here to take it once that happens. So upon or before the reservation, we need to have the driver's DNR certification on file with our reception area. Yesterday, boat orientation. Dave went through a quick orientation down at the lakefront, and we will be doing that every Wednesday, provided somebody calls to make a reservation. Now, we have reservations for next Wednesday, for the 2nd. There will be boat orientation again. So, call, make an appointment, Wednesday at 2 o'clock. I have a note here that says Captain David is going to be offering a more in-depth orientation if you would like it. So those of you who have never driven our pontoon boats, if you want to, we would encourage you to get behind the wheel before you take out residents. Take it from me, the boat handles totally differently with 6, 7, 8 residents on than it does when it's not loaded. So you wanna, if you're gonna wanna hit the bumper posts, or you're gonna wanna have trouble bringing the boat in, gonna wanna do it without residents on board. We want you to get used to the feel of the boats. So call Amanda, call the reception desk. She will make an appointment so that Captain David can get in touch with you and get you out there. I've had questions about where can people go on the campus, and basically the campus is open. There are areas where you're going to be and you need to be masked when you're outside. I've had people ask me about 3rd floor up here, especially people in rehab and folks in Hillside Terrace. Where can we go? And we invite you to use the terrace up here, the 3rd floor terrace. Go on out. It's both for our tower residents and for Hillside Terrace, as well as our rehab residents. Make use of that tower terrace there. I know that Lindsay has some programming out there. She usually takes the center. There's room on both sides to go on out and enjoy the fresh air. So, feel free to go on out, go over by the fire pit. There's a nice area to look over the road, and unfortunately you look at the roof on the other side, you can't see through to the lake, but you can be outside and get some fresh air.
Can the nursing home go up there too?
Yeah, any place. Can the nursing home, the question is, can the nursing home go up there? Any place outside is fair game. Yeah, yep. But it's, and the reason I say 3rd floor, Hillside Terrace, and rehab is they have no other way to just get outside, outside of going down and out. So please make use of that. 2nd floor, they do have patios, and 1st floor, of course, courtyards. So we want folks to be outside. We are doing a very good job of keeping our residents vaccinated. And so today we're getting vaccines again. We have a few more catching up here, and a couple staff. And that's a good thing. I will encourage all staff. And I have something that Kathy is checking on for me. I heard this morning on, I don't remember if it was CNN I was listening to, or what news channel it was, where there's a study going on right now that says they believe that folks who have had COVID and got the vaccine after have a longer time of immunity than just the folks who have not had COVID and have the vaccine. But they don't have a good enough track record yet, but they're looking at that. So, and I know people have said to me, well, I don't really need the vaccine because I've had COVID. I think that I think that we're going to see that there is more study coming that you will have a longer sense of immunity once you've had the vaccines. So more on that to come. Kathy's checking in on that. Kathy is our infection preventionist. She'll do the legwork on that. You had a question, Amanda.
Yeah, buses taking people to the Memorial Day parade this weekend?
The question is, are there any buses running to take people to the Memorial Day parade this weekend? No, the answer is no. We are not. I wasn't even aware that the parade was happening, to be honest with you. But no, the buses will not be running. I'm sorry. Okay, let's talk about, I didn't see this as, happening. I saw big equipment over at Lake Terrace in the parking lot, but Schaefer went through and told me he doesn't have any trees in his backyard anymore. They took down 3 huge trees on the lakefront that were dead. And I would love to see these guys take these trees down. I think that's it for the campus right now, unless we have more trees that are dead and giving us a problem. But we're going to be working on stump grinding, seeding it down, and flattening that area out for bocce and croquet and bags and those kind of things. So there will be more to come. This is all happening because Mark's not here. You know, we want to get this going while he's not here to interfere with this and just make it happen. And when he comes back on Tuesday, everything will be done except for the shouting. Let's see, what else can we talk about? Emily, you have anything you want to talk about this morning? Outside of painting your bedroom and getting that spot that's almost difficult to reach? No?
If anybody has any suggestions.
Yeah, Emily. Yeah, we're okay. Chris, volunteers, how we doing there?
Yeah, well, I'm encouraging folks to stop at that corner store. The hours we posted for next week. We've got some wonderful sales happening down there. Tower Friends, I've got a survey in their little mailbox for them this week to fill out for us and return to Ivy. And of course, on Thursdays and Fridays, we sure could use some help from our residents down in that store. Sure.
The corner store, stop in. She's got sales. You know, I mean, I know if we're driving by, my wife sees a sale sign, we want to turn in and we want to find out what's on sale. So, you know, go down, see what's going on in there. You know, and I know that they welcome your suggestions in what the store should have. You know, there are new things down there. Chris was in there the other day, and there's new stuff set up in there. I would call them, what do they call them in the supermarket? Urge snacks. You know, stuff you really don't want, but all of a sudden you have an urge to grab this kind of thing. Those things are down there. And she still can use some volunteers to help man the store. We'd like to see that open 5 days a week on regular hours. That would be very, very helpful. Tower residents, fill out your survey, get it back to Ivy. Yeah. Okay, Amanda, another phone call.
Yeah, any word on the retention pond?
Any word on the retention pond? Interesting that you should say that, because I asked Mark that just the other day, and it is now back again to the city. The retention pond we're talking about, folks, is the one over on the north campus near the pavilion. And we're having a really hard time with Reichert and Milky and the city engineers. And I shouldn't say a hard time, but there's a purpose that retention pond has to fulfill. And all of the times we send it in, they say, well, it's not really doing what it should do. It has to filter this many gallons of water. It has to take the runoff from all the impervious surface, which is, we have a big sidewalk. If you haven't gone down to the lakefront from the cafe, we have a very wide sidewalk. History behind that is the fire truck has to fit on that sidewalk. So that's why it's so wide, so the fire truck can come up there. And all of those little darker brown areas that we have furniture on, those are strategically placed for the outriggers on the fire truck. So when it comes in there and comes up, they put the outriggers down on there and can raise the aerial ladder and fight the fire from there. But all of that is called impervious surface. So when it runs, it has to all run into this pond. All of the blacktop that goes by the fitness center down to the pavilion, the impervious surface empties into this. The problem with that is cars drive on there. Cars can leak oil. If they leak oil and or gas, that pond has got to be able to filter it out before it takes it out to the lake. And that's what both our designer, who's working on this, and the city are going back and forth over. What, is it doing the job it's supposed to do? We're not anywhere near close to getting an approval on the design. We're into the third time now, and they're still negotiating back and forth. We're going to continue. We'll see what the final number is once we get this done, and what they will or will not allow us to do. Denise, remind me what I'm supposed to say. You told me she was very good about this. She laid it all out, and I sat there and didn't write it down. So now I'm going to hear it again, and then I'll tell you.
June is a transition month.
Oh, yes.
We're gonna have two performers live in the great,
Yep.
little bit of heaven and glory.
Okay. In June, still on Channel 900, but live performances in the Great Room.
Two of them.
Two performances in the Great Room.
Little bit of heaven.
Watch the calendar. Little bit of heaven. We are a big fan of them. I know that. And Gordy on the organ is coming back. So watch the calendar for this. That also triggers the morning show in my mind. And the morning show is going to go through a little transition. I think it was yesterday. I'm not sure. One of the last couple mornings, Channel 12 was on, and I sometimes watch them in the morning, get the weather and things like that. And these anchor gals all on there were crying because one of them's leaving and the show is going to be different. Well, I don't know how many tears there's going to be on this, but the morning show is going to be different. Their activities is working to revamp things, and it might not be a daily show. It might take the place of the Ellen DeGeneres show. I know they're looking for somebody to fill that time slot, from 4 to 5, but it might not be our morning show people. But it's going to come back in a little bit different format. I don't know exactly what that format yet is. Denise is going to work on it with her folks, and you need to stay tuned. We're gonna bring it back in a new and revamped form. So stay tuned.
Happy hour's coming back.
Oh, happy hour. Happy hour is back, coming back in June. So on the 1st, are we sticking to the Tuesdays?
Yes.
Okay. Tuesday, happy hour down in the Great Room. And, we have a liquor license here on campus because of Rockwell's and the pub over there. And one of the things that was offered in our liquor license this year is the fact that we could do to-goes. And I'm thinking I heard that we will do to-goes for happy hour.
We're still delivering.
Yep, we're going to deliver. How good is that? I mean, that is great. I don't have to get dressed to go out to happy hour. You just bring it to me. I can turn on Channel 900. I can watch the festivities, and I can have my drink in my room. So, we're gonna work on that. You can put your order in, and they will be delivering. But we'd like you to come down and join in the fun in the Great Room. I watched the ceramics on Monday. 2 shifts of ceramics, morning and afternoon, and folks are liking that. It's a nice thing.
We'll be looking at that.
Okay, and we may not need the 2 shifts. Yeah,
Wednesday, we're gonna have Wednesday afternoon bingo in June. Samantha.
Wednesday afternoon bingo in June. Again, Great Room, correct?
Yes, until July.
Until July.
And then we're going to Monday night bingo.
Oh, Monday night bingo's coming back.
Yeah, so then we'll look at maybe once a month. bingo.
Kiwanis, Rotary. Yes, all the sponsors will be back in July. And believe me, they want to be back as much as you want them back here. These service organizations really are waiting to get back into our facilities, so we're welcoming them back in July. Amanda, a call.
Yeah, the tower menus are no longer being delivered ahead of time for them to fill out. Is
Okay.
there a place that they could still pick that up so that they could look ahead into the week to see what's being offered?
Oh, a good question. Tower menus are no longer being delivered, and I don't know the answer to that. Is there a place they can go and pick them up? Yeah, I guess I would like to, well, I don't usually know until I walk up to the table what Rachel is making me, but I'm good with that. I like chef's surprise. I like anybody making me a meal, so it doesn't matter to me. But Yes, I can understand you'd like to see what's coming up and maybe make your selection ahead of time. So we will check into that and see if we can't get an answer and let the dietary staff know. Yeah,
Pick up from my-
I'm sure Ivy knows. Ivy probably knows the answer. Dale
Call in-
doesn't.
call in.
Yeah, Ivy, call in and tell us what the answer is so that I'm not sitting up here without that answer.
One thing.
Whoa, Denise has another thing. Activities has really been busy. Okay,
We're gonna do something special for Father's Day. We're planning, June 18th, Father's Day cookout for men. So it will be by reservation required. So
Okay.
activity staff will be coming around asking.
Tower also.
Yes. Tower.
Okay, men on the south side of the campus, Friday, June 18th, a close to Father's Day cookout. It'll be down in the great room, so please call and make reservations. Who do we want to call, Denise? Sorry.
Come to them. The activity staff will. call
Oh,
them.
activity will come to you. So again, is there something better? They come to you, you make your reservations. So, think about it. Noon on the 18th, 11:30 on the 18th, down in the great room. Cookout. I'm sure you can't be in Wisconsin without brats and hamburgers. Yeah, and a presentation to follow. Yep,
You gonna say about home?
good. No. Uh, Anything else, Amanda, on your list?
No.
Okay, David.
The LCA resident portal is live, and we will have some how to use the website guides shortly, probably first part of next week.
Okay, that's a good thing. Thank you, David. LTA resident portal is live. It's been updated. Stacy downloaded. That's a place where we do some biographical information on new residents. Stacy Giddings has done that. We post that on there. Stacy Danish posts pictures of the new residents. I think she's doing it with and without masks. No, I don't think so. I think it's without masks. So you just have to imagine what they look like with their mask on if you see them in the hallway. But it's a good place to go. And especially if you're a new resident and you see someone out there that you don't know, go on there, take a look, and you get familiar with the faces. There's information. Is it coming out or has it come out with the login information?
Stacy Danish has the login information, but we're going to put some how to use guides together.
Okay.
And those will be coming.
Okay, there will be how to use guides out there, how do you log in and that kind of thing. Stacy Danish has the information right now if you want to get online. So see Stacy. Okay. Denise looks like she wants to say more. Okay. Brian, how about you? Okay. I was browsing the calendar for Life Enrichment, and that's where the use of the pavilion is posted. And I'm very happy to see a lot of people reserving the pavilion, a lot of people wanting to make use of it for family gatherings and that kind of thing. Please, if you want to take advantage of it, you can call Amanda or you can call Jill Halliburton if you have her extension. Amanda or her staff can forward you to Jill. Let's make use of the pavilion. I feel bad. The Service League, that is a wonderful pavilion, courtesy of the Service League. It did not get used last year. We really want to make use of it this year. I'm also I'll say this, and I'm sure I'll get into trouble with maybe some of the households here, but I want to encourage the households to reserve it and to go out on the boat. And if you want to go down there earlier, maybe there's a way to convince food service that a sack lunch or a box lunch to go down there and picnic at the lakefront before, to spend a little time down there, because we have beautiful lakefront and we ought to be taking advantage of it. And I know that there are households that have reserved time on the boat and they, But if we can get folks down there earlier, that would be wonderful, just to make use of the lakefront. Emily says you shouldn't have said that. That's going to be. Anything else, folks? We are tomorrow morning. I'm certain you're going to see flags going up on both sides of the campus. We are so honored to be able to do that. And the flags will go up tomorrow morning, and they're going to stay up through Tuesday morning. You know, Memorial Day is very important and very special. So thank you all, and we'll see you back here next Thursday. Thank you.